Good anytime, my fuzzies, and welcome to a quick review of a game, movie, or TV show I just finished. All thoughts and feelings are my own and are just for fun, quick way to get out my feelings on what I just played or watched. So enjoy and don't take anything too seriously. Good anytime, my fuzzies, and welcome to a quick review of Sonic Superstars. A game harkening back to the classic 2D aesthetic that they've been doing for a while now. Last game was Sonic Mania. And overall, the game works really good. I recommend it. It is a fun time to play. You have a variety of characters, Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, and Tails to start, where you just go through the story as you would. Just beating Badniks as you would. If you played any of the other 2D Sonic games, you kind of understand how it is. Go through a level, get to a checkpoint, go to the next arc, or go to the next area, depending where you are. And overall, it's a lot of fun. It's neat. I enjoyed it. The multiplayer is kind of bad, but I'll talk about that later. Or it's not bad, it's just... I don't think it works as well as they wanted it to. But beyond that, it is a great game. I highly recommend, if you have not played it yet, to play it. Even if you... The multiplayer works enough that if you can get a group of friends together and do it, I recommend that. I play with Tara J. Wolfie, as you would have seen if you watched our playthrough, which I recommend. Yeah. And just to get things out, we didn't end up playing everything. We unlocked a new story thing after the fact, and even some other DLC have come out since then as well. So this won't be a full thing on story or anything like that, but just basically the main game as it was. And I guess without further ado, we'll get to the story, which, like a lot of these classic games, games like this, they don't really tell you the story. From just looking at it, you can surmise that Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik, whatever the heck he's called in this one, he is gotten Fang, the Weasel, who's my favorite character. He appeared in Sonic the Fighters. I played that quite a bit. I liked him a lot in that with his pop gun. But hired Fang and a new character named Trip to help him out. He's doing robot stuff, getting the Chaos Emeralds and whatnot. So you just go through the levels, destroying the Badnik robots, defeating Eggman or Fang or Trip, whatever they're doing to fight you as you go through, beating them. And in the end, you beat Fang. Trip joins your team-ish. And Dr. Eggman is also defeated in the end of the game. All is well, you get the Chaos Emeralds, yada yada yada. But the story that is either in the manual or somewhere else, because it doesn't tell you at all, the story takes place in the North Star Islands, an uncharted, wondrous archipelago known for their giant fauna. The notorious Dr. Eggman, okay, it is Eggman, because it also says Robotnik in some of this stuff, so I don't know, comes to the island to turn the massive animals into Badniks and steal the Chaos Emeralds. To conquer the world, to aid him in his operation, he hires a mischievous mercenary, Fang the Hunter. At one point, Fang comes across the native of the archipelago, Trip, an armored, mysterious girl who is enlisted by the villains to protect and guide them in the island's hostile environment. Having learned of Eggman's actions, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy join forces to travel to the Northern Star Islands to take the villain down. So that's the main plot you're going for. I think when it says the big animals, there are bigger versions of the normal, like chicken, pig, and whatnot that you can find across your journey. A few of them, so he's doing that. There is another thing going through like a storyline, beat for beat. I'm not going to read that out. This kind of gives you the basis of the story, and it's a good story. It's Sonic. You don't literally and it is just Eggman's doing crap. Stop him from doing crap. Eggman's doing bad things. Stop him from doing bad things. And it works for what it is. You get an idea of what's going on, why you're there. A lot of fun. I enjoy it. But again, I don't play these Sonic games for the lore or story much, except for the 3 ones. These ones are strictly for just having fun going through levels. Containing giant enemy, yeah. So, like I said, is a longer storyline thing if you want to read like more in depth on what they're doing in each area. But for what it is, story-wise, it's good. It's enjoyable. Going into the characters. So, of course, you have Dr. Eggman being the big baddie. He kind of just has machines and whatnot. He doesn't talk, do anything really. He might gesture a bit. Excuse me. But he's generally just there, as he is in a lot of the other 2D games, doing stuff. Fang's the same, kind of cocky, like, thinks he's better than you, and whatnot. So you prove him wrong. And then you also have Trip, who is kind of nervous. She wants to help Fang and whatnot at first, but then figures, oh no, they're bad. Maybe this isn't the best thing to do. Maybe they're the bad guys. And of course you have Sonic, who's just fast, spin dash and whatnot. Your classic Sonic action. You have Amy with the hammer, which can be used to destroy blocks, destroy things. Really good, really fun. Knuckles, who can glide. And Tails, who can hover up and even chain people on him to pull them up. But again, with characters, they have, besides them doing their own thing, and sort of them having, like, looks, Knuckles being more fierce and ready to fight, Sonic being like, this is gonna end fun. Tails being more technologically advanced and whatnot. There's not much character development, there's not much character to say, but again, Sonic Superstars or any Sonic game, I don't play it for the characters fully. Like I said, the 3D games do a lot more with the character, that's what I like in there. For these ones, it's all about the running, and it does it good, it does it well, and it's fun. The characters are fun to fight against, they look nice, that's all I care about. And then going into the areas, so you have a wide array of areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus that, 8. So I think like around 10 different areas, 9 to 10 different areas, maybe a little bit more, to play through. And each one of them are different. You start with Bridge Island, which is more of the natural, like, it's lush, it's gorgeous, you're going through plains, there's waterfalls. It's very nice. Other areas consist of the next area consists of a sky temple, where you're kind of in the sky, there's fans and winds to blow you across what you need to do and whatnot. Other areas, jumping out of order, you have like a cyber station, where you're in sort of a computerish thing, and there's like computer things, pixelating stuff, and whatnot. You have Golden Capital, which is more of a gold encrusted area with a lot of, looks like a very rich, very ancient civilization lived there. And of course at the end you have Eggman's Fortress, which is very mechanical, it's very like death trappy, like a lot of the Eggman's forces are. And for all these places, like I said, there's a lot, I'm not going to go through all of them, but they are very nice, they are very good, I can tell them apart. If you showed me a picture, of course I'd be able to go like, yep, that's that area, yep, that's that area. And they're very nice, they each usually have their own gimmick. Like Sky Temple, like I said, there's a lot of fans and whatnot to go through. Golden Capital, that one had some neat mechanisms that would like change the world, or it had a lot more different like maneuverability to get up things, and stuff like that. So each area does a great job of differentiating itself from each other, and being a good thing to play. I really liked it, it was good. Good areas to go through, and whatnot. Oh, and I should say that every area, all the characters being Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, have their own unique story going on, and even in certain levels, if you look in the background, you can see sometimes you'll see a non-playable character doing something, going along the journey with you. Which is also a neat little thing, which I like. So it feels like even if a character is not being played by you or a friend, they're still following you for the journey / doing their own thing. And even everyone has their own level, it's only single player unfortunately, where they're doing something or have something special to do. which makes it a nice addition that I enjoy seeing. Of course, without them talking or giving more lore, it's kind of just you have to infer what's going on, but still fine. I enjoy it. Besides that, we go into the, not Legacy, that's next. The, what'll it be? What is it? Game mechanics. And these game mechanics are very much like all the other 2D Sonic game mechanics. You run to gain momentum, you can press down while running to go into a spin attack, and that hurts enemies that otherwise would hurt you. Most enemies. Some of them have special preventions from getting hurt from you spin dashing into them. You can press down and press a button to spin dash to go faster right away. There's your jump. And then each character has their own unique thing. Sonic, I don't know if he does. I think the spin dash down might be special, but I'm not sure. I think all of them can do it. But like I said, Amy has a hammer, so when she's jumping, the hammer can get through enemy defenses, like spikes and whatnot. She can also do a thing where she rapidly uses the hammer to just knock things away from her, which is really nice. Knuckles, like I said, has a glide that if enemies come in contact with, will hit. So if you're trying to get over a large gap, you can sort of slowly go down and over. He can also climb up walls. And Tails, he can of course hover, so he can jump, get in a helicopter move. People can grab onto his arms, and he can lift them up to where they need to go, which is very helpful. Yeah. And then, yeah, so each character feels unique. They have their own unique thing going on and whatnot. And then you also have the Chaos Emeralds, which usually in all Sonic games before this, or most Sonic games before this, they were just, you collect them, and at the end of the game, you go Super Saiyan, and that's it. The game is done. Woo. But in this one, for every Chaos Emerald you get, you also get a special power to be used once between checkpoints. So when you use it, if you hit another checkpoint, you refill them all. And they range from stuff that's helpful, like there's a clone thing where a bunch of copies of the character who uses it go across the screen, damaging everything in sight, and also damaging bosses, which is very nice. It was a very good tool to use. There was like a meteor boost thing, where you'd go into like a rock and be able to like boost up around the screen to get you over to places quicker and up. That was really good. Then there was other ones that weren't so useful, like Vision, where you could see invisible things. I think there's only like a few areas where it's really helpful. And a lot of the times, me and Tara, if you watch what we were doing, Tara J. Wolfie, if you watch what we were doing, was like, oh yeah, look, there's an open area with nothing here. We'll use it and we'll get something. And you just don't. It wasn't anything there. So overall, I like the idea of using them. They're a fun thing, like, if you're having trouble, they can help you out quite a lot. They have a lot of varied things from, I think there's another one that just uses an attack where you throw things. Another one helps you in water. So they're a good addition that if you want to play the game naturally, just no power-ups, you can easily do so. But if you're like, I want to go faster, see how fast I can beat it, you can use the power-ups to really run ahead and do good. So yeah. And the last thing I'm going to touch on for gameplay is the multiplayer. Because what it does is it feels like randomly we'll pick one character to follow, and anyone else who accidentally goes off screen, they can come back instantly at the same speed of the main character or whoever it's following, whoever's in front. But like, yeah, like 1 second you're with them, I go up, Tara J. Wolfie decides to go down, it's following Tara J. Wolfie, we're following him. And the screens wasn't that massive. It wasn't like you could see a huge amount of the level, and I could go like, hey, I'm gonna go to the top path, you go to the bottom path, and see what happens. We couldn't really do that, unfortunately. Because it was just, yeah, like I said, it was too close. too close quarters and whatnot to be able to like choose different paths, so you always had to follow. So it just felt like the idea was good. I would love to be like, hey, you and me, let's go through these levels together. I feel like it should have been more of a split screen thing, where we're going through the level together, and it's like, hey, it doesn't have to be a race, but we could race and see who can get there to the end faster. And yeah, but just how it is, like I said, if one person stops by accident, if they jump too high, they're out. And if that happens in certain circumstances, they can't come back in. And if there's a boss battle and they die, they can't get back in, which I understand that. But yeah, overall, it was a really good game, a really fun Sonic game. With the power-ups, the places you go through, the bosses were nice. Having co-op was fun. I feel like it just needed to be changed up a bit. Where, like I said, just do split screen. Or have it like, what was it? Some of the Lego games have it where when you're on the same screen, it's one full screen. But if I go left and someone goes right, it instantly kind of splits in the middle. So we can stay together and have a bigger screen, or we can separate and have our half screens and whatnot. So it still works and whatnot. But, you know, is what it is. And when it goes to the last thing, which is Legacy, how it stacks up against everything previous. I have not played everything previous. Not for channel, at least. I've played quite a bit of it, from Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Mania, a lot of the 3D Sonic games. And I feel like this is a very fun, competent Sonic game that really works. It's a lot of fun. It gives you new areas, some little bit of new gimmicks. The Chaos Emeralds actually have a reason to exist now, besides just being a fun thing for the end. And you do unlock, if you get them all, the Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan, the Super Hedgehog mode, where as long as you have like 50 coins to start, you can like obliterate everything. Which is fun. So, overall, in conclusion, like, it was a fun game, the areas looked nice, the music was always good, the characters were really good against each other, they each had their own unique things to work off of. The story, well, basically non-existent unless you really look it up, was still fun. Like I said, my main thing is just going through, seeing the different areas, and beating Dr. Eggman, which is fun. We did. A lot of fun. Like I said, there's also other stories that we didn't continue on, which, when I'm done all the other Sonic games before this, I'll probably be back to play this with 4 people. Maybe. We'll see. That'll be a couple of years, probably. So look forward to that. And like I said, everything was really good. I recommend the game. The only thing that was meh was the multiplayer function, how they put it in. But, you know, it is still fun playing multiplayer. It's not like any character was faster than anyone else. It's just, if you stop for a second, you can be displaced. But all in all, that's going to do it for me. So, thank you, my Fuzzyites, for watching this quick review. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next anytime. Take care.